Guys, it's trade deadline day. It's finally here. Some moves have already gone down last night and then early this morning. It's lunchtime, so we got right at 5.5 hours left until the trade deadline officially ends. But I just want to talk about some of the more interesting moves that have happened so far, because I know there's going to be a lot that go down. I'll make another video tonight, most likely, and then maybe even one tomorrow, just talking about this. But then probably here in a couple of days, I'll probably do predictions on who I think is where each team's gonna finish. But one of the most obviously, Skubal to the Dodgers. That's the big one. Everyone kind of saw it coming. Seen a lot of discourse, of course, the overreactions of the lockout, all that stuff of they're ruining baseball. I think that's kind of ridiculous. And then I've seen also the people hating on the trade package, which I don't really understand. I mean, I don't remember the third guy's name, but he's a low A pitcher, former third round guy. I mean, it's kind of a flyer, but I mean, River Ryan, yes, he's 28, recovering from injury, but he's going to slide into the rotation as soon as he gets healthy, most likely. And he's still a top 100 prospect. I mean, I know he's 28, so that's kind of a interest. I mean, there's not probably anyone over 25 else that's on the, top 100 list. But he's got, mid-rotation upside. At worst, he's a back rotation starter for, 6 years of control. I mean, Skubal's a rental. I understand he's, undoubtedly top 3 pitchers in the league. I mean, I think he's the best, but, he hasn't been. Actually, his underlying stats have been the best of his career. I know he's been hurt, but he's back healthy now and he's pitching. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in the league, but it's going to be for 10 starts in the postseason. So I think they could have got a much bigger haul, obviously, if they traded him in the offseason. And then the main piece is Zaire Hope, a guy that has all-star upside, has flashed real power, has some hit tool concerns, but has speed, has defense. That's another young piece. You just brought up Max Clark. You have some other interesting guys in your farm system. But, I mean, he's likely to be. I don't think he's going to be up at the end of this year. I think he could get the bump to AAA because he's OPSing right around 900 in AA at only 22. But probably gets up to AAA at the end of the year and then is fighting for a corner spot next year for you. So, I mean, he's a top 25 prospect. I think only way you could have gotten more is if, the Brewers or the Rays were really wanting to run up the price. But the fact that he went, what was it, Saturday night? It's just, they got the deal. They probably took it to other teams that were interested, and no one wanted to match or do more. So you knew the Dodgers were a great fit, and they actually need a starting pitcher, which is crazy because how much money they have put into their starting pitching. But Snell and Glasnow have been hurt most of the year. Who knows if they're going to come back healthy? And you didn't have to include Sheehan, who hasn't had a great year. So the rotation is going to get tricky in the playoffs, but that's because you have too many good arms, especially with the health question marks of Glasnow and Snell. But I don't know when the timetable for Shohei coming back to pitch is. I don't know if he's shut down for the rest of the year, just going to hit. But Yamamoto, Robleski, Skubal, Sheehan, Sasaki, going to see what they do. But that's the main one. I just don't like the overreactions of the Dodgers are ruining baseball when a lot of other teams could have made a similar package. There's a lot of teams that have 2 top 100 guys, and then you could have, thrown in a couple more pieces. But Dodgers are willing to do it. They're looking to three-peat, and I mean, it is still an overpay when it comes to the overall production. Like, I don't think that's much of a discussion. I think River Ryan, there's value in a guy that in the amount of service time they give up, even if the third piece doesn't ever make the league. Like, if Zaire Hope is an average everyday regular, it's a massive overpay in the sense of like total production for the team. But then, if River Ryan is around the 80th percentile outcome of what he could be, it's still going to be a lot more production than what Skubal is going to give you. Even if you account for, what the QO and the draft pick you would have got back, you aren't going to get, likely a prospect to the level of Zaire Hope. So I just don't like the discourse behind that. That took a little longer than I wanted to, but next trade that I like the Luis Garcia trade to the Yankees. He's been a really good power. I like it for both sides. He's kind of been his breakout year. He's been in the league since he's been like 20. He's like 26 now. He's got a year and a half of control. He was a former second baseman. He's been playing some first base this year, but he's likely a DH. DH first base. He's a platoon bat, bulk platoon, but he is a platoon bat. Around a 600 OPS against lefties, over a 900 OPS against righties. So he's gonna help that offense. Hasn't been near as good as it. Obviously, Judge being out is a huge thing, but Jazz with a down year, Wells with a big down year. Rice has stepped up. Bellinger has been good, but he's hurt right now. Dominguez hasn't taken that next step. Jones has been hot lately. McMahon has been... You knew he was never going to be a big bat for you, but if he was a 95 to 100 WRC plus, you'd be happy with that with his defense, but he hasn't been that. Volpe's been actually solid. Caballero's taken a step back. Like, they need more consistent offense. Goldschmidt has been really good for them again, but he's obviously much better against lefties. So I think Ben Rice hasn't taken a step forward defensively at first. That's all right. He's going to DH every day. Goldschmidt, platoon against lefties. Luis Garcia, platoon against righties. I think this is kind of indicative of they are not counting on Giancarlo Stanton. He hasn't played much all year. He's in his mid-30s at this point. They don't know if he's coming back. I saw some people saying that they don't think this is because they don't think Judge is going to come back. I don't agree with that. But I like the trade. It's another consistent bat. I think left-handed bat, you always think it's going to play up a little bit in Yankee Stadium. He pulls the ball in the air pretty well. What I like, he doesn't walk, but he doesn't strike out a lot either. So he's going to put the ball in play, and I think he's going to be a really good... Honestly, with his OPS, he probably should hit about 3 against righties for him. And then when Judge gets back, he might be your protection. I don't know. There's not very many guys that... Rice usually hits 3. I don't know how they want to do their lineup. But he's definitely going to be in the middle of the lineup for them. And I think that's a good get for them. And they didn't give up any of their top prospects. But that being said, I still like what the Nationals got back. I think they're obviously looking towards the future. They just don't have... They don't want to, trade any of their big prospects to go get, bullpen help or anything. They didn't want to, quote-unquote, buy. So they sold some of their offense. They sold Curtis Mead to get Connolly early. And they sold, Luis Garcia to get 4 relief prospects. Well, what was it? His name Swervin Castro, or I know the Jumbo Media is calling him Swervin. But But a couple guys, Jake Bird, a couple guys who've already been up and pitched some in the major leagues. But then I should have looked it up. But a couple other young relief pitchers who, one, I saw someone say that, he projects to be a major league closer. And that's really what the Nationals need. I think they addressed two big needs. And, they got a starting pitcher to help. So now, realistically, I think Foster Griffin gets moved. But, you got Connor Leary and Cade Cavalli. That's a solid 1-2 punch. It's not two co-aces or anything. But I think if you can develop another starter and maybe you go add a veteran. I mean, the Zach Littell and Miles Michaelis, those are mostly just innings eater guys that they added. But I think you could piece something together in that rotation pretty soon. But then the bullpen was their biggest need. And they got a lot of irons in the fire to throw into. I mean, Luis Garcia has been with them for a long time. You capitalize on his value when it's at its peak. Maybe after 24 it would have been, but because he had a good 24, he wasn't as good last year. But this is by far his best offensive season, so you capitalize and you get a lot of guys that you could probably work into your bullpen in the next couple of years. I mean, guys you're probably already in. I think Jake Bird and what's his name? I think his last name is Cruz. I think they already are going to be in their bullpen, and a couple other guys that could work their way in a couple years. Next deal that I like Gausman to the the Cubs. I think that's a good fit for them. You knew the Cubs were going to go add starting pitching, and I think you're okay with Gausman making a playoff start. He hasn't had his best year, but he's a veteran guy that has been there, done that, and was really good in the playoffs last year. I know it was Southacene. At first, when I saw the prospect return, and then I think it was Brett Bateman, outfielder, and then Southacene's an infielder. I thought he was getting traded to the Braves because his brother is a Braves prospect. But I mean, the Cubs, I don't think they were super high ranked prospects. I mean, get a guy that could make a playoff start for you. I think you're okay with that. You don't need. I mean, I think they have so many. I mean, I think they're going to have to add, if they don't move Matt Shaw, maybe another corner outfielder. Matt Shaw is probably going to take over for Suzuki or Inhap. I don't know if they're going to keep one of them, but they have a lot of their position players in place, especially their infield. Their infield is locked up, either on big contracts or, Michael Busch has a lot of service time left. So they don't need infield prospects. They could use the Jackson Wiggins' value is probably down, and they probably want to keep him. But, I mean, they are having like a prospect clog or, log jam or whatever. So some of these guys that are not in your top 10, I mean, yes, they could become contributors, but I think this is a move that you need to make when you really are in a competitive window where a lot of your core is not like in their mid to late 30s or anything. This is maybe your last run with this group for sure. So I think you got to capitalize and go for it. And then the last trade I'm probably going to talk about, it has one of the most interesting ripple effects, is Luis Arias to the Phillies. They also got Brooks Raley from the Mets. But Luis Arias to the Phillies, he's going to play second base. When I first saw this, I thought maybe he was going to move to first, or I didn't know what was going to happen. But Luis Arias is going to play second base. Bryson Stott to third, Alec Boehm to first, Bryce Harper to right field. So that's kind of a crazy, 3 position changes. You didn't really see them in the market. You knew they needed some more consistent offense, especially a guy like Luis Arias with his profile. Doesn't strike out very much at all. And the Phillies offense has struck out a lot. I kind of thought initially that they were going to move Bryson Stott to short and move Trey Turner to the outfield, to center. But looks like Bryce Harper is getting moved to the outfield. The prospect return, I think it was centered mostly around. I know they got multiple guys, but their 4th ranked prospect, I was unfamiliar with him, but after hearing some people talk about him, got a really good changeup. I think he's in high A. Could he be a reliable starter for Giants in a couple years? For sure. But, I mean, the Phillies are in win now mode. And as long as you hold on to, I saw them maybe shopping around Andrew Painter, but as long as you hold on to, what's his name, that Gage Wood, their starter that they got in the minors, and then, gosh, I can't remember his name, left side of the infield. They thought he was going to take over for Bohm this year, but he's been hurt a lot. But as long as you hold on to those 2 guys, I don't see any problem. I think the rest of every other prospect in your system is movable for sure. But I'm very excited to see what my Cardinals do. I was surprised when I heard I'm seeing some Burleson rumors. I don't like that. Think you could get a good haul for him because he's got a couple years of control. He's not your traditional first baseman. He doesn't hit for as much power. He's more contact oriented and, hits for average and doesn't strike out a lot. Has some power for sure, but I love Burleson. He's probably my favorite Cardinal now that Donovan was moved. Don't want to see him go, but if you see a great package for him, I could probably accept it. Herrera, I think a catcher is being moved for sure. Either Herrera or Pages. I think it should be Pages. I think you can move Herrera, especially if Burleson gets moved. You can move him to first. He could just be your everyday DH. Whatever you want to do. I think Newt Barr is getting traded. I think Riley O'Brien's likely to be traded. Romero, Dustin May, Ryan Stanek, George Soriano. I think they're going to trade at least about 4 or 5 guys. Some fits I would like to see. I would like to see them work something out with the Mariners. They traded Castillo. I don't see them moving Kirby and Emerson Hancock, because then you would almost have to call up like Cade Anderson. I don't know how you would do that if you trade 60% of your rotation. They were piggybacking, but still, I don't see them moving 3 starters. Maybe move another one, but maybe Emerson Hancock, or if you could somehow get, I think Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan are untouchable, so I don't think this is likely, but if one of them are available somehow, maybe you throw in Ivan Herrera and JoJo, like whatever they want out of our guys that were, looking to move this year. But if you could get Ryan Sloan or Cade Anderson, that'd be huge. Don't think it's likely at all. Yankees, maybe Will Warren. That'd be an interesting fit. They just go grab a bat, but they could look for a right-handed bat. I think they're now, with them grabbing a DH type, I think they're looking more for an infielder or a catcher, which Herrera could catch, so that still could be a fit. But I'm not sure. But maybe a Will Warren, even Ryan Weathers has a lot less control, but I could see them working something out with the Yankees. Even the Red Sox, they have a lot of starting pitching depth. I could see that. I don't think you get Franklin Arias. Maybe their second-ranked prospect, Ianson, or a guy who's already been up, Jake Bennett. I mean, the Cardinals, I think, are going to target pitching. And then I think they're more shifting towards not necessarily like position prospects that are like way out, like maybe double-A guys, not like low-A or rookie ball, position prospects. But that could be interesting. The Rays, There's lots of other teams that need catchers or just right-handed bats. A lot of different fits for Nootbaar. I think the Rays are a fit for him as well. They need some outfield production. I thought maybe the Phillies could be a fit, but they already have a couple left-handed hitting outfielders. I'm just excited. I mean, this is one of my favorite times of the baseball season, but I'll make another video later, probably be a little bit longer because there's going to be a lot of trades to go over. I'm not going to go over every little trade. I mean, there's one that I didn't cover, the Soriano to the Blue Jays, but I might talk about that later. But thanks for guys for watching. Have a good day.